All right, hi everybody. It's Bonkai922. Um, just did Maggie. Got to keep going. Got to keep going. This is gonna be Seven Deadly Sins, and after this, I'm probably gonna do a Comic Hero, the 2 chapters, and then I'm gonna just Hunter. So, and then after that, it's really not gonna be anything else. Unless I'm probably gonna do the chapters are gonna do tomorrow, which was later today, which is gonna be the 2 chapters. Um, 2 chapters and Coupelion. And that's pretty much going to be it. Give or take. There's a few anime series reviews that I have to do, but we'll leave those later on. Okay, so yeah, Seven Deadly Sins. This was chapter 9. This one was called Unpredictable Man Enters the Stage. Now, this chapter, there really wasn't a lot to it. I don't want to go into too many details, give or take a few. But pretty much what went down in this chapter was there were really just 2 key points. 2 important, well, I should say 3 important. 2 important key points. 2 dealing with Galther, give or take, and 1 which is the ending. Now, I'm not gonna go word for word what happened, but there were a few funny scenes in this chapter. Specifically, yeah, that was funny. Galther was basically like a lie detector. He was basically telling everything, all their deepest desires, like they were thinking. Like he was saying Diane's not really 30 feet tall. She's 29 feet tall when she's supposed to be 30, and her real height is. And she punches the shit out of Galther. That was hilarious. Then there's this other thing with Bond saying, when he was going on this mission, he did the that he steals people's abilities. He stole King and Diane's strength. It was too funny. And then she's like, that happened so long ago. It doesn't matter. Diane squishes him. That was hilarious. But the most important part though of this chapter was Eldos asks Galther if he remembers what happened 10 years ago during the incident when they were when they were going to be, saying that they were the ones who rised up and defied the attacked the kingdom and everything. And he says he doesn't remember much about it, but he does remember who was responsible. Actually, let me go to that page and just briefly see specifically what he said to excuse me, what he specifically said to Melodas. Because it was something specific. And it really was, he basically said to Melodas, Melodas said to him, I wanted to ask you about what happened on the day 10 years ago when we were framed and scattered for attempting to overthrow the kingdom. And Galther basically saying that the image and sound are unclear, but the person who attacked and rendered you unconscious when we were attempting to escape was Merlin. The boar's sin of gluttony, Merlin. Now, I just want to briefly just talk about this instead of going frame to frame. I just already told you what happens in the fun parts. Most likely, the reason why Merlin is called the boar's sin of gluttony is because it's more of the hunger and the gluttony of knowledge, I would think, and because she's a magician, give or take. Merlin, I would think, because it looks like she's holding something in her hand in that picture, which seems to be a sphere. So, yeah, and she looks sinister in a way, Merlin. I mean, she's only the she's there are only two members of the Seven Deadly Sins that are women, Diane and Merlin. Now, he further goes into detail about saying, he doesn't. Do you know where she is, Gowther? And Gowther replies, "No, I do not know her whereabouts, but and he doesn't know his motivation. Um, Rumors on several occasions, none of the leads were conclusive. They did not lead to the truth. So that's pretty much what went with that scenario. So we found something interesting in this chapter, really, and that's the whole reason I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. The majority of this was just funny shit going on. Besides that, we have the whole thing with Pelios, that little schmucky. That kid was kind of stupid. He's like, I'm gonna capture you. Oh, because he wants to leave. He's leaving him. I mean, it's kind of stupid, to be honest with you. He's upset about that. And then Gowther's response to the whole thing is, then we'll meet again one day. And does anyone... I'm talking to my subs and everyone else. Do you honestly believe Pelios is going to become a holy knight within the time frame of this series and face Gowther? I'm just saying, because it doesn't seem feasible to me at the moment. But there was that part. And it was just the majority of the chapter was pretty much just a funny fucking shit going down with Gowther just exposing their lies of the Seven Deadly Sins. I told you to think about Bond, Diane. I didn't think with Elizabeth was hilarious. He's saying, "Oh, are you in love with the captain?" That was hilarious. And she's like blushing and shit. And we also found out something else. I forgot to mention this. Apparently, Gowther and the Seven Deadly Sins met Elizabeth way before. Of course, back then she was a little kid when she was with the king. So she's met them before. Now, the whole thing with Pelios was really small moment. It wasn't really a big thing. And he's just basically saying, I'm going to capture you, the whole bit. I'll become a holy knight and I'll capture you. Well, it was really nothing to that. But after that moment, this is the real important part, I believe, of the chapter, which was the part with if I can find it. It was the part with geera, and we also had another part when King was talking about Gowther was telling him who is Helbram. It seems like this man is the reason you can't use your full power. To be more precise, you don't want to use it. Something along those lines. The last part, though, is very important. It involves Helbram and geera. Yeah, actually, Helbram, geera, and Threader. And what ends on happening, and the whole thing with Pelios, we find out is, before I get into the whole thing with Helbram, when Gowther was disguising as this Armando guy, he was using his hairstyle was that of Pelios' mother. So he was taking a different. He was adopting this persona, for Pelios, and so on and so forth. So, and he said that's why. And he says, "Oh, can you shut your mouth?" Saying that man doesn't exist. And he's like, "If you really wanted the Seven Deadly Sins, well, I'll be a holy knight someday, and I'll capture you." And I'm like, it's typical childish banter, though. When I look at it, it's like, I'm gonna capture you, and I'll be a holy knight. And I'm like, I don't know the way I don't know how to make that up, how to take that, because I can't take it seriously yet. If Pelios wants, fine. Be a holy knight first. Then you could say that. But saying it now is, I don't know. I don't know what to take from that. But And then when he says, "I'll definitely capture you," he says, "I see. Then we'll be able to meet again someday." And he cries and he's like, "Ah," you know. And then we have that moment, and then we go to Helbram, and Threader gives him the helmet and saying, and then Helbram's asking him, "Did you see it die before your eyes?" And he says, saying, "Misunderstanding, geezer. Why don't you go see for yourself?" No, well done, Captain Threader. Hey, Geera. He calls Geera over and says, "Yes, sir. Can you take care of this?" And she says, "Yes." And she blows it up. To be continued in chapter 60, Sleeping Confusion. And he says, "Good, well done." And when he says that, you see him in the shadow. And it says, "Cold-blooded without knowing the truth, the girl." And it says, "Binding farewell to the Paleo in the village. Gowther joins the fight, gathering comrades and fighting the Holy Knights. The heroes put their lives on the line." And that's the end of the chapter. Now, that was pretty grimy. I mean, that ending there got me. Because, like, I believe the whole reason of her to the Holy Knights, Geera, is because she's trying to find her father. Well, her father's dead. So, and she doesn't know. So this was a whole bit of, keeping it away from her. Now, the thing that was weird about this was Jericho was kind of there, spying on Dawn Roar when they were in the process after the whole giant thing, and they were sent away by the other 10 deadly sins. So she kind of knew what was going on to a certain extent, but not really. So this is grimy, man. This is Helbram is hiding shit. He's like, she's not gonna find out. This is gonna be a clean slate. No, she doesn't need to know. Keep her in the shadows. I was like, yo, Helbram, man, you evil fuck, son of a bitch. So yeah, he pretty much just put that in the shadows and give or take. But yeah, that's pretty much what went down. This was pretty crazy chapter. On that ending. Overall, it wasn't really that much going on though. But give it a 4 out of 5. Found out about Merlin, that she's the one that knocked out Mildas, and we don't know why though. That's going to be interesting to find out later on in the series. And yeah, that, the thing at the end. Yeah, that's pretty much all that really happened, give or take, about the chapter. And the thing with Pelios, which wasn't really that important. Might be important later on, but not important at the moment. But yeah, that's pretty much it, people. Bonkai 922, Mel Helbram. Helbram. What a dirty SOB. Can't wait to see this fly. This series. This manga is just fantastic. Remember, next year we're getting the volumes. I think it's going to start in March. So, gonna have to start pre-ordering. So yeah, that's the story, people. Bonkai 922. See you guys later. Helbram hiding secrets from Geera. Damn. Just damn. I'll see you guys later. Peace.